Good afternoon, everyone, and really nice to be here. So our company, ORF Genetics, located in Iceland, we have developed a production platform to produce human and animal growth factors in barley plants, in bioengineered barley seeds. And actually our headquarters on R&D and pilot scale facility is located in Reykjavik, Iceland. And we also have a greenhouse facility that is about, well, we used to have it. There it is. So we have a greenhouse facility, 2,000 square meters, where we grow our bioengineered barley plants in geothermal, using geothermal energy. We also have been doing in-field cultivation in Canada for the last 9 years or so. Okay, so this is our field from last year in Canada. And there we actually plan to cultivate and produce growth factors in larger volumes. And then we have, these are the product lines that we have already. We launched our first product line called isogyne growth factors, highly purified growth factors for stem cell research in 2007. And then in 2009, we launched a new line, dermokyne growth factors, actually for skincare products. And now in 2020, we launched the mesogyne portfolio of animal growth factors for the cellular agriculture industry. So our dermokyne are only sold now to, or used by our own skincare brand, BioEffect, which is now sold in 27 markets around the world. So I'm not talking about that. That's a different story. So our factory, bioreactor, is simply the seed. It's not a steel tank, and this actually can really bring down the cost of those products. So the mesogyne growth factors produced in the barley seed means that we are talking about a grass species. And using this system, we can definitely really bring down the cost of those growth factors, and also it's very scalable system. And endotoxin free, obviously, and then also, as we direct the production of those growth factors into the seed entirely, the seed by nature is developed to protect proteins. So we can actually stockpile those growth factors for years to come. For example, the harvest we have now in Canada, we're harvesting as we speak. We're probably only going to use that until 2025. So this makes all the logistics very much easier. So our plants are transgenics, meaning that we design DNA program that we introduce into the genetic backbone of the barley stem cell, and from stem cell we grow these plants, and we select the best individuals, and we scale them up. And in terms of our technology, for low volume proteins, we use only cultivation in our greenhouse. But for higher volume proteins, we use in-field cultivation in Canada. And you see there are different spots there in Canada representing different animal growth factors that we have been cultivating. So in terms of the processing of those growth factors, we are simply using traditional agricultural methods. It's harvesting, dehulling the seeds, milling the seed, then is this extraction, and then purification. These are all known technology that we are using, and we are now using our 15 years of experience in producing the human growth factors to produce animal growth factors. So it's more or less the same technology moving from human growth factors into the animal growth factors. And we see a great opportunity for this system to actually provide those animal growth factors for this really exciting industry. A little bit about the mesogyne products. It's not highly purified growth factor. It's actually, our growth factor comes with barley proteins that are derived from the endosperm part of the seed. And we deliberately include those proteins in the final product. And we have shown that actually we can increase the concentration of those, what we call protective proteins in the final product up to 95% without affecting the performance of the growth factor. And we actually, in most cases, we see as higher we go in these barley proteins background, the better the growth factor actually performs. And this also makes a huge impact on the cost. So this, hopefully, we can consider this in the near future as a food-grade product. We don't need to purify it so much. This is our current portfolio. We are slowly scaling up the production of those growth factors. We already have reached what we call industrial scale production of 3 growth factors from animals, IGF-1, EGF, and FGF basic. And soon we will also leave IL-6 VEGF into the industrial scale and so forth. So we are on track to move those growth factors from left to right, so to speak. We hope also that we will be able to offer transferring on industrial scale within 3 to 6 months, perhaps. Then I'm from Iceland, and fishing industry is very strong in Iceland. We have to think about fish, and we really hope that the cultivated fish industry will grow also in Iceland. We are also looking into some growth factors that actually could benefit cultivation of different oceanic species. And this is our current production capacity. This year we'll probably produce around 30 grams. Next year about 800 grams of those growth factors. And in 2024 about 1.5 kilos. And this is using our pilot scale factory in Iceland. And we intend to use that factory throughout 2025 when hopefully we can move to Canada with a larger processing facility. And so this is based on a relatively simple technology that is entirely derived from the food industry. Now I'm talking about the downstream processing of those growth factors. And then how will we bring down the cost? This is the cost curve that we are forecasting. And we believe that we are on this track. We are, according to schedule, we are bringing down the cost of those growth factors. This is the cost of growth factors, gram growth factors in dollars. This is entirely based on volume. This is not based on new technology or anything like that. We already have that in place. It's only about volume. And we also believe that we can bring it even further and faster down if the volume is needed. And then for further information, we are here, we have a booth here, and we are happy to take some questions from you and about more details in product description, the performance and so forth, and how we'll intend to scale this up. And so please feel free to visit us. Thank you very much.